we're excited to be here in Cary Wakemed Soccer Park for our first edition of the Old North State Tailgate and Traveling Sports Circus. DG, we're going to be, as you mentioned earlier, all across the state. Wrightsville Beach next week. We'll be down in Charlotte in a couple of weeks for the season opener, North Carolina against South Carolina. All over the state with some of the biggest college football games that are going on in our state.
And you know, it's crazy. Mike Waddell is putting us to work.
Yes.
You know, it's to benefit the sports fans of North Carolina. But for example, I've done another version of a tailgate tour. I can promise you I never did 2 games in a single weekend.
That's right.
So, for example, when South Carolina plays North Carolina, and I mean, that's a biggie, right? It's in Charlotte. Both of those fan bases will be well represented. You got Drake May of Carolina. You got a Hall of Fame coach in Mac Brown. The Tar Heels have a lot at stake. The Gamecocks have a lot at stake. We'll have a lot of fun there. But then 2 days later, we're gonna be in Durham as a Duke team that won 9 games last year hosts a Clemson team that has won 7 of the last 8 ACC titles, and both have young quarterbacks that they're excited about. So we're going to be where the big games are. Also, within the next month, we're at the Aggie Eagle Classic, which is something I've gotten to know pretty well over these last 20 years. It's NC Central against North Carolina A&T. This year it happens to be at A&T, so we'll be in Greensboro. I've been at the Durham version many times as well. But you're talking about, you know, the 2 most prominent HBCUs in our state that play football, and 2 of the best in the country. I mean, Central won the HBCU national title last year.
Sure did.
So we're going to hit a lot of great cities and a lot of great games, and hopefully, you know, we'll share the passion of our viewers and listeners and share the expertise that all 4 of us have in different ways.
Yeah, and then coming up in the middle of September, we'll be in Boone for the big in-state matchup, East Carolina against App State. That'll be a lot of fun there, too.
Yeah, those 2 don't get together a whole lot, right? It's the prominent program in the easternmost part of our state against the prominent football program in the westernmost part of our state. They've never been in the same league, right? So you kind of have to go out of your way to schedule each other. They did play a few years ago, and both schools have high expectations, but to get where they want to go, they got to go through that team on the other sidelines. And we all know that everybody's optimistic about their ultimate win total in the month of August.
For JR, for Coach, how excited are you guys to be part of this and being out across the state, seeing some of the best college football that our state has to offer?
Go ahead, JR.
Oh, I'm very excited. I've always wanted to be a part of some kind of coverage or some team covering the whole state of North Carolina. Because we have so much to offer, from the mountains to the Piedmont to the coast. Why not highlight it all?
Again, I echo exactly what JR is saying. It's exciting for me to have the opportunity to go to some games. I didn't think at all the day I decided that I was not going to go back to North Carolina. I didn't think I wanted to go to another football game. I was done 40 some years of doing this, working every Saturday and all those things. But I am absolutely excited to be part of this process. And I appreciate all you guys allowing me to be part of this process.
And we appreciate our friends of the North Carolina Pork Council. No matter who your favorite team is, we can all agree that North Carolina is the barbecue capital of the world. The North Carolina Pork Council is proud to represent thousands of family farmers who responsibly produce the barbecue, bacon, and other pork products that are so well loved across North Carolina and around the world. Learn more at ncpork.org, the North Carolina Pork Council, the foundational partner for the North Carolina Sports Network. Stay with us. A couple of special guests are coming up on the other side of this break. You're watching and listening to the Old North State Tailgate and Traveling Sports Circus on the North Carolina Sports Network.